Good morning, I'm Jacob Kello here with presidential candidate Eddie Black. Eddie, how you doing today?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm doing great. Thank you for coming today. So Eddie, you are the founder of the Diversity Union and the president of the club. What are some things we can do to increase diversity in the Senate, and why does diversity in the Senate matter to you?
I think diversity in the Senate and in the school at large is huge. I feel like when students hear diversity, they think of people sitting in a circle and singing "Kumbaya," and that's not what it is. I think it's more of a mutual respect that we need to have at this school, and you don't have to agree with everyone here, but as brothers, we should all respect one another. So in order to do that, I've got two main ideas. We're going to have monthly town halls. So each month, whatever you want to see in the Senate, whatever you want to know about the Senate's workings, you can find out. We'll be doing that every month. And then also I want to create the Cub Council. It's like a student council almost, in addition to the Student Senate. Anyone can be involved. We would emphasize that club leaders and team captains of sports teams would come and be a part of that student council, and then they can influence the Senate as well. So that'll help build the relation between the students and the Senate, also incorporating our diversity here at UD.
So when you talk about diversity, you're not just putting emphasis on racial diversity. You mean diversity of ideas, diversity of personality, all that kind of thing.
Definitely. Yeah, diversity of, we have so many different clubs here. We've got outdoor club, we have Arabic club, Celtic club, robotics. There are all kinds of things that we have here, and we really need to embrace that diversity.
Okay. On next question. What are some new ideas you want to introduce to the Senate next year? Not promises in particularly, but ideas you want to implement that you can get.
Well, here's one thing I know I can get. We're getting mirrors in the bathroom. That's going to happen next year. Yeah, since my freshman year, it's kind of unacceptable that when I go in the bathroom that I can't look in the mirror. Like that's one of the most important parts. Another thing that we had last year, blue jug paper. That's such an important part of our culture here. You haven't seen days with no jug on the board in homeroom anymore. And homeroom teachers used to give out awards at the end of each week if you went all week without having no jugs. Now it's much harder. I've talked to homeroom teachers, I've talked to students. We're getting blue jug paper back because we want it. Dances. That's another huge issue that we saw, and we know we're not getting them back. The administration is standing firm. But I approached Mr. Chandler, and he said that a formal dance would be a viable option as an alternative. So that's very likely going to happen next year, at one or two of those, in addition to homecoming and prom.
Okay, and with the blue jug papers, you really think that it almost acts as like an incentive for homerooms, not getting those blue slips.
Right.
That really helps, gets you some prizes. So good discipline could be rewarded through that. Do you think, right?
I think so. Just the spirit of it, just getting the blue jug paper, it gives you something to rally behind as the boys,
Okay, I got that. All right, last question. How do you think this year's Senate did? And what are some things you could do to improve upon?
That's a really good question. This year was the year that I was most involved with the Senate on the Judiciary Committee. I was a justice, and I finally found out what the Senate actually does, because freshman and sophomore year, I was like everybody else. I felt like the Senate didn't really do anything, but this year I found out we actually do. We just don't reach out to the students enough. And I think our Senate last year and a lot of years before blame the students. They say the students should have came to us. The students should have came to the games. The students should have done this. The Senate needs to reach out. The Senate needs to take that step, because that's what we're here to do. That's our job. So I think next year I can improve upon that by encouraging my fellow officers, other members of the Senate, that we need to be reaching out to our fellow students, getting them to events, and supporting the boys.
So really streamlining communication is something you really want to focus
definitely.
on. Okay. All right. Thank you so much, Eddie.
Thank you
for joining us. That's all we got today.